Howdy. Welcome back. So, before we start, I apologise for not putting anything up last week. Again, I was very busy. For those who missed the update, you will know that obviously I'm very busy in life now, but I'm trying to move all of the builds and everything to a Friday. You may be wondering to yourself, where is Hildren? It's taken me a lot longer than I originally envisioned to do Hildren. Not because I'm running into problems with the build, it's just all the gear that I'm synergizing with her is becoming very former hungry. Like, very former hungry. But good news is I've almost done her weapon. I just got to work on Hildren. That should be with you in the next week. But enough about that. Today we are here to revisit the Monkey King, the deity, Mr. Trickster. We are here to have another look at Wukong. Now, as of Tuesday this week, we got Wukong's new rework, and I gotta tell you people, I've tried it out and he can demolish stuff. So all four of his powers have been changed. Wukong has new passives. Notice I say passives and not just passive. Let's get into that first. Now, after taking fatal damage, Wukong automatically uses one of his mastered survival techniques. These techniques can only be invoked 3 times per mission. Now, you can see it says one of his mastered survival techniques. Wukong now actually has pretty much 5 passives in one. If we just quickly scroll to the end here, as you can see, Wukong's passive now has 5 possible survival techniques. 1. Primal Force. Excuse me. Triple elemental damage for 60 seconds. That's huge, especially because Wukong's exalted staff is actually a status weapon, and with a bit of crit it absolutely hits like a truck. Heavenly Cloak, invisibility for 30 seconds, very helpful, very helpful. Cosmic Armor, become invulnerable for 30 seconds, absolutely disgusting. Monkey Luck, extra loot drops for 60 seconds, helpful if you want to do some farming. And finally we have Sly Alchemy Orbs, generate 4 times more health and energy for 60 seconds, which means Wukong is not going to run out of energy, he's not going to run out of health, and he's going to become very survivable, especially with his new powers. Looking at his new powers, his first power, he no longer has Iron Jab. He now has a new one called Celestial Twin. Shedding part of himself, Wukong creates a twin to fight by his side. Attack at range, and the twin will melee. Pull out a blade, and the twin will lay down cover fire. So if you have a primary and a melee equipped, every time you use your primary, your clone will go in for melee attacks, and when you swap to melee, your clone will step back and use primary fire. Use again to command the twin to attack a target with increased damage. Now, to actually activate this, you actually have to aim at a target and cast the power again. Also, holding down the cast button for Celestial Twin can actually remove your twin completely. It has an energy drain of 10, so very energy efficient. A health booster, health multiplier of 3.2 times. Very nice, very nice. The Celestial Twin with my current build has 1900 health and has a boosted damage of 2 times. So very good. Takes a bit of aggro off you. Cloud Walker, this got a huge rework. Now, if you watched my original Wukong, you know that I didn't like how Cloud Walker was. It was slow, and it was supposed to be used for stealth, but it couldn't do any kind of stealthing whatsoever. They changed this with the rework to superb use. So essentially, before we get into the description of Cloud Walker, know that activating Cloud Walker on spy missions, and you go through a laser door or a laser gate, you no longer trigger alarms. So you can use Wukong for spy missions now. On top of that, the speed of Cloud Walker has been buffed. Ooh. Trust me people, it is amazing. It is a lot more faster, it's a lot more useful, whether it be for spy missions or just quickly maneuvering across the battlefield. Cloud Walker is now one of the essential parts of Wukong's kit. But Cloud Walker evaporate into a cloud of mist and float through the battlefield, dazing any enemies encountered, while healing Wukong and his twin. This is what makes Wukong so broken. This and his third ability. Because now, if we're close to health, we just poof, much like Saren with her. I'm trying to think of the augment. Basically, the one where she sheds her skin and she can generate health. Regenerative molt. That's it. This essentially is Saren's version of regenerative molt, in which Wukong can just disappear, move around, reposition himself, and get health back in the process, making him very, very survivable. There's an energy drain of 10, very cheap on the energy drain, a duration of nearly 3 seconds with my current build, excuse me, a stun radius of 4 meters. Honestly, if you're going to be repositioning yourself, say behind enemies, that stun, I don't really invest in range with Wukong, so 4 meters for me works out very well. And we get 1.5% of our health for every meter we travel. Now for the creme de la creme of Wukong's new powers, we have Defy. How has this been changed from the previous Defy? Well, instead of granting just flat out invulnerability, the Wukong's new Defy allows him and his twin to taunt enemies. By taunting enemies, any damage that Wukong and his twin absorbing is then converted into armor once Defy wears off. Which, as you can imagine, with a maximum of 1,500 armor you can generate from Defy, it's going to make Wukong extremely tanky. And if we're missing health after Defy, we can always go back to Cloud Walker and get our health back. So Wukong and his twin become invulnerable and defy enemies to attack. All damage is captured, stored, and dealt back in a single furious strike of Wukong's staff. That is something I did forget to mention. When Defy finishes, you do unleash an AoE strike with Wukong's exalted staff, which does deal damage back to enemies, as well as granting you an armor bonus. Bonus armor is then granted relative to the damage captured. So as you can see, we have a 20 energy drain, we have nearly 3 seconds of invulnerability, a damage multiplier of 12 times, which is huge, a radius of 6 meters, very short, but I find it very useful. Half the time when I'm playing Wukong now, I find that I'm not trying to sit back. I want to be up in something's face and smack it with my stick. So to have such a small radius, it works for me. If it's not useful for you, feel free to change anything in the mod setup that I'm going to show in a little bit. An armor duration we have is 35 seconds, and armor multiplier of 2.4 times, which means we can make Wukong a walk-in tank. And finally, Primal Fury. Now this this is where things get spicier. An energy drain of 4 with an energy drain of a second of 1.4 with an innate damage with a boosted damage thanks to our mods of 400. Now, as I mentioned before, Wukong's Primal Fury is mostly a status based staff. With my current build on it, I have 84% status chance, in which I built Corrosive and Heat. But thanks to the augment for Primal Rage, after every single melee kill, we gain 24% critical chance at a decay rate of 0.7% every second. So if I kill 10 enemies, that's 240% critical chance. Things get really, really nuts with Wukong. So that's Wukong's new powers. Here's the build for the Iron Staff. As you can see, mostly just status critical hybrid. If you want to push this a bit further and you don't want to worry about Former, I would recommend replacing True Steel with Sacrificial Steel, Pressure Point with Prime Pressure Point. Gladiator Might is there mostly because, if you don't know, if I swap companions to Helios and give him the Deconstructor Prime, by just having one Gladiator mod on my Exalted Weapon and having the rest of the Gladiator mods on the Deconstructor, you are actually getting the bonus critical multiplier chance from the Gladiator set. So if I had the other 4 Gladiator mods equipped, I'd be getting the full blown effect from the passive. That coupled with Wukong's passive that already grants him bonus crit from. However, for this instruction, for this showcase, I'm not going to be doing that. So, excuse me. So as you can see, running crit status hybrid. I had Berserker in here in place of Prime Fury. Trust me, Berserker is going to proc like mad. Condition overload, so with every status we inflict on the enemy, we're going to be getting 60% melee damage, which again is going to help Wukong absolutely delete enemies. And of course, we have Corrosive and Heat, because we are going to be going up against heavy gunners, and in case we overstrip their armor, we're still going to get the bonus damage from Heat. It's going to be good, people. Trust me, I just tried this before I pressed that record, and needless to say, I was very surprised. Right, into the mods out for Wukong. It's not changed from the initial Wukong build that I did. We still have Primal Rage, we still have Flow, Umbral Intensify and Umbral Vitality. What I would say is, if you could lose anything here, say if you could lose a bit of duration, I would probably try and fit in Umbral Fiber, just for the extra bonus armor. However, if you're fine not having Umbral Fiber in there, this build works superb. Don't forget, you're still going to get 1500 armor from Wukong's to fight. But enough talk. Let me show you how Wukong can perform. So these are 6 level 120 corrupted heavy gunners. We have invincibility off. And let's see how Wukong can do. Yeah man, attack me. Primal Fury. Oh. As you can see, those were 6 heavy gunners taken down in a matter of seconds. Hey, where'd you come from? Okay, now there's 6 heavy gunners taken down in a matter of seconds. So as you can see, Wukong is in a much better place compared to where he was prior to his rework. Let me just show that again. Get the fire going. Knock them down. Thanks to the beefed up status we have and the critical chance that we can amass from the augment for Primal Fury, Wukong can destroy. Prior to this, the way I played Wukong was just put under fire, have my Primal Fury out, and hopefully try to do damage. But now I haven't got to worry about trying to do damage with Wukong, because he has such... he's been changed in such a way that honestly I ain't got to worry about damage. I ain't got to worry about my health, I ain't got to worry about my energy. If I do take damage to my health, Hunter's Adrenaline is going to cut down some of that damage and give me back energy. And if I do get very low, I can always just pop in the Cloud Walker, reposition myself, pop out, and defy, get some bonus armor, and just laugh, really. I'm going to tell you something, people. Not even Saren can kill heavy gunners of that level as quick as that. Now, as you all know, I love my Saren. With any kind of weapon, I can get jobs done. But that was absolutely insane, how fast I could kill those heavy gunners. Needless to say, if you didn't like Wukong before his rework, and you just shoved him into the back of your arsenal, never to be played again, do yourselves a favour, bring him out of your cupboard, slap a build on him, and just have fun deleting stuff. Because as you can see, Wukong is in a much better place. But enough waffling on for me. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if you'll play Wukong again, and I'll see you all next time. Ta-ta now.